Hey, bands and fans, fans and bands, and everyone else in the world. This is a pop-up interview. Surprise! I'm with John O'Halloran from Chalk Dinosaur, and we're going to get to the interview right after this theme song. And we're back. Hey, John, what's up?
How's it going?
Good, good. In the Google Hangout, it won't allow me to like play the music, so I do the little pauses so that I can slide the music in there.
Okay. And like
just,
yeah,
just in case you were curious about
yeah.
that.
But it's like you go back and edit and just pop it in there.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah, YouTube gives me the file and I put it in my software, add your music to it, and then we have a great old time.
Awesome.
So John is from Pittsburgh, and what's going on with you in Pittsburgh?
Um, I'm just started to play shows again, so I have been working on that, trying to get something cool together, and just recording music always. So
How do you do a live show? Because I watched a video of you, and you're like a one-man band, right?
this time around, yeah, it's different this time. I played a decent amount of shows a few years ago with a band. And then this time around, I'm trying more of a kind of like a hybrid kind of thing where I'm producing some beats and music and stuff, and then I'm gonna play live
Awesome.
instrumentation on top of that.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you have your basic tracks, and then you're just doing a little extra on top.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really fun so far, and the response at the two shows I've played has been really good. So I'm excited about that because I enjoy doing it a lot, and yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm not quite sure what that was. So I've been a fan of Chalk Dinosaur for a while. What does Chalk Dinosaur mean? Where did that come from?
Well, at this point, I mean, that was in 2007 that I kind of made that name, and I was kind of just looking for something unique, and it kind of I was going through a pretty nostalgic phase of life at that point, so I was kind of just thinking about like a childhood kind of image. But since then, it doesn't really mean anything now, except for that's just like my identity right now. It's kind of just grown into that, and that's just what it is now.
I gotcha. So now it's just basically a name you're stuck with.
Yeah, and I like it. It's just yeah, there's nothing profound about the name. It's just more interesting than my name. So
Oh, there you go. I get that. I don't. You do all the artwork for your stuff, and you do all the music. You're the producer. You're the musician. You're the album artist, right?
um, I've only made the cover for Dawn, the album Dawn. This last cover, Fear or Love, that was made by my younger brother Nick.
Really?
And Passages, Sediment, and Follow Me were made by my older brother Mike.
Oh, no way.
And the album Kitty Hawk Surf, the surf album, that was photograph taken by my brother Joe. And then the first two covers were made by two friends.
Okay. So it's a collective then. I apologize.
Oh, no, that's all right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom had the cover for the album Perspective. My mom did that cover. So yeah, kind of just like like to just kind of keep it personal.
Yeah. No, I like that. Cool. You can find Chalk Dinosaur on Bandcamp, Facebook, and I just found you on Twitter, and then I found John O'Halloran's your website, which is really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's just the that's full of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of that stuff is music that I've made for the side job I do, which is make underscore music for TV shows.
Ah,
So a lot of that is that material.
okay. And how do you get where do your influences come from? Because you are not the standard, pop hit music.
um, I don't know. It's kind of gotten wider and wider as I've gotten, or as I've done more. Um, I guess for modern influences, I like a lot of like the Flaming Lips and My Morning Jacket. Big fan of Ween, and I like live music a lot. Like I've been seeing a lot of live music. I like festival kind of bands like STS9 and Lotus and Papadozio, and so kind of just take a little bit from all that.
Okay.
I'd say the main influences are I like a lot of rhythmic groove kind of stuff. So whatever form that takes, that usually gets me good, and spacey stuff too. So kind of combine those.
Yeah, it's kind of poppy, but it's super intelligent, which is what I really like about it.
Thank you.
I love the lyrics, some of the words. They're just, I mean, you know, some of the songs that caught me were just were lyric based, but then it had the rhythm that went with it, you know.
Thanks.
So, yeah. When did you start being interested in music? At what age did you start loving this stuff?
Well, I've been playing music for since I don't know, like 6 or 7. But that was kind of more of I wasn't really doing it 100% by choice at that point. I didn't really start getting really into it until probably high school.
All right. So before high school, you were just kind of forced to.
Yeah. Maybe from like 6 to 9, that was just what I did. I played violin and piano,
Ah,
and
okay.
then I guess I did have an interest in music because then in middle school I played saxophone, and I enjoyed that. And then in high school it was kind of just a lot of messing around. I played a little bit with friends in standard rock band kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went to college and everything changed.
Yeah, the summer before I moved out to start college at Carnegie Mellon, I got like some basic recording stuff, just something that I could record ideas with. And that's when once I started recording, that's when I really started getting obsessed with songwriting and just making recordings.
Nice.
So that's where it really took off, is freshman year of college.
Cool. And then I wanted to ask you about, you have a new album out. Is it an EP or is it just an album?
I guess it's an EP. You could call it that. Just a short album, yeah.
Okay. So that's called Fear of Love?
Fear or Love.
Fear or Love.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is, right there. And then the first song on it is Perception.
Yes.
I love Perception. That is such a cool song to me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I wanted to know. Wait, we're gonna play that right now.
Sure.
Okay, there we go. I get excited, you know. So, Perception, you have a lot of samples and you have a lot of rhythm. Do you see yourself as more sample based or more rhythm? How does the song start?
In Perception, that song starts out with an acoustic guitar and vocals. I've started to experiment more with samples, a lot of times just in drums. So for Perception, the sample or the drums are constructed from vinyl drum samples.
Okay.
But other than that, the rest of it is just organic, I guess.
Okay. What I mean to say is, what did the song start with? How was it conceived? You know what I mean?
Acoustic guitar and vocals.
Okay. So you just strum the guitar and then suddenly you coming up with lyrics to go along with that.
Yeah, I kind of got the chorus came first, and then the verse and the bridge. And once I had those 3 main parts, I kind of just record them and try and lay them out and flesh it out a little bit.
Right. Okay. And then you're a big keyboardist.
It's becoming that way. Yeah, I wasn't, but I started getting into synthesizers and just recording. I've just started to really play a lot more keyboard.
Yeah. In your video, you're playing 2 keyboards at once.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
starting to become a keyboardist, it's pretty cool.
yeah. I think the production really requires a lot of keyboard playing. So I think
Sure.
it's really come from that more than anything.
And does that make it easier to play live then?
Yeah, definitely. Just doing all the recording kind of really makes you a better player at whatever you're trying to record because you're trying to, get it good. And yeah, it just got to a point where I felt comfortable doing that, performing that.
Sure. You're just kind of a natural on the instruments because of your training, aren't you?
It feels that way. Not to toot my own horn, but it does. I do have like a connection for sure with music.
Cool. And what's the meaning behind perception then?
It's kind of just how your reality is really dependent on how you're perceiving it. So, the same event could be perceived as a tragedy or an opportunity or something like that. Um, and it also touches on being able to kind of observe yourself and kind of just being able to remove the filters that your brain wants to put on everything to kind of see what's really there.
Nice. That just strikes right after my own heart right there.
Great.
Everybody should listen to this album. It's a great album. And it's on Bandcamp at Name Your Own Price. That's crazy.
Yep, all the music, you could get it for free.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Good.
Cool. I like that one a lot. And then the name of the album is also the name of the track, Fear or Love.
Right.
That's a really cool track.
Thanks.
No problem. Is there a love that goes on there?
Well, that song is kind of about just your decisions in life and what's motivating you. And a lot of times you're not aware of it, but it's fear that's motivating you. But also, I don't know, people seem to either be motivated by fear or love, like doing something because you're really passionate about it or doing something because you're afraid of what could happen if, something goes wrong.
Dang. Where do you get these insights from?
I guess for this album, I kind of just been thinking about that stuff a lot and read a couple books that kind of spurred those thoughts along further and talked to some people that were kind of exploring that area of thought. And I don't know, my lyrics have started to get very introspective. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, they have. And you don't have a depressing sort of element to your music. It's all very positive.
That's good. That's what I really want, because that's been a big change for me is in the music that I listen to is that kind of feeling, because I used to listen to a lot more kind of down, depressing kind of stuff, and kind of realized that I just like uplifting or just like positive things a lot better.
Sure. Sure. And Fear of Love, what did that start with? The same thing, just an acoustic guitar?
Yeah, same way as the first one.
And what's your favorite element of that song?
Let me think about this.
I know I'm throwing all these questions. This was such a spontaneous interview, I was like, John, let's do it. And you were like, okay. And I was like, cool.
Oh yeah, I'm yeah. Sorry about yesterday. I hope that you didn't go through all this and I just turned out not be there.
Nope, you're good.
I don't know. Maybe the lyrics, but aside from the lyrics,
do you go into a song? Is this the song that you imagined? when you were setting out to make the song, or is it just a happy creative process for you?
It's not far from what I started out with, because what I started out with was the acoustic guitar and the vocals, which is there, and kind of the basis of it. So, um, oh well, I guess I like the part. I don't know how to identify this part of the song, but the second time through the bridge, I don't know. There's some like organ, some funky organ stuff that happens like during the second verse or something.
Okay.
And I really like that, but I don't know. I like the intro. Yeah, mostly the lyrics, though. I guess the overall message.
Yeah, see, it's the lyrics. That's what I gravitate towards, lyrics. And you have the good lyrics, so
Thank you.
I can put aside other I mean, not in your music, but in other music, I can put aside other faults when there's good lyrics behind it, you know? So do you find yourself that way? Do you gravitate more towards lyrics in the song?
Um, it really depends, because that can really make it or break it for me. If
Yeah.
if I can connect with what's being said, that's big. That can definitely override imperfections in the music.
Yeah.
But I've also come to really appreciate instrumental music that is kind of leaves it more up to your own mind what's going on with the, like how it makes you feel. You know, there's no voice telling you, or saying like specific things. So I've really come to appreciate both worlds.
Okay. Does that come from your side work then?
A lot of that comes from live music, I think, that I've seen that's very instrumental and improvisational, and the feeling is there. The words aren't there, but the feelings are there, and still has the capacity to make you feel certain ways.
Nice. Yeah, I noticed a lot of the bands say that live they perform their music differently than they would in studio, and that's to give the listeners something new, the fans something new. With you, it has to be more of a tightrope because you have a set track going. You know what I mean?
A bit, yeah. Um, well, for the two shows that I've played, I've only played two songs that I've had written, and the rest is, I guess, new stuff that's more instrumental. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, I really enjoy just like playing, and I wanted playing shows this time around to be more about enjoying it. So
Oh yeah.
that's become my number one priority for these shows, and it's just turned out really well. People have responded really well to it, and I know that when I'm having a good time, that's when I can perform the best and connect the best with the audience. Uh,
Cool. Were you nervous at your first? Well, you've been doing this a while, but coming back, were you nervous for that first show?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I had my brothers coming in from out of town, lots of people there, and it was completely new setup and arrangement and kind of show. And I had definitely put a lot of practice into it, but I'm aware that first shows are never, they're always raw when, you compare them to the 10th show or something.
Right. Of course.
But I don't know, at some point during the week, I had been practicing a lot and just came to the realization that I just wanted to just enjoy myself, and it made that the priority. And then the nervousness kind of wasn't an issue. Yeah, because I didn't want to be up there stressed and nervous, and
Right.
I don't know, the crowd really can pick up on what you're putting out. So
That
I don't
that's
know.
that's just wild. What songs? How many songs did you play?
The first show, I think I played like 8 or 9.
Wow.
It was like an hour.
That's nice to get that time.
Yeah, it was really great. It turned out really good.
Wow. And was any of it improv? I mean, like you said, you were making new songs. Was that making new songs on the fly as you were playing?
A lot of it was improvisational, but it's kind of like structured improvisational time. So the show continues to move, but there's blocks of time where there's like a bass line and a beat, and then I'm
Right.
just doing stuff like playing on top of it. So improvising there, but within a certain amount of time, and
Gotcha.
uh, to a pre thought of chord progression or groove or something.
Sure. You got the basics and you're just grooving on top of that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of bands that do that.
Um, some of the yeah, it's hard to say. There's definitely a lot of like I feel like a lot of jam bands do a similar kind of thing, although they have more freedom because they're all the groove and stuff is coming from other people.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's pretty, I mean, it's just pretty unique to do it that way. I like that. And then do you find like yourself going back when you get home going, man, I really liked that. I want to turn that into an entire song.
I definitely get a lot of insight from playing live. Um, Not always about stuff that I was playing, but stuff that I want to make, like for the next thing.
Right, right.
Um, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. That's just kind of cool. I'm just wondering if, like, as you're playing in your head, you're like, yeah, this is going somewhere. I like this. The crowd's reacting to this part. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's really cool. And did you said you used to do shows?
Yeah, from 2008 to 2011, I played with two of my friends, Rich and Matt. They were brothers, played bass and drums, and then had rotating fourth member. Like my brother Joe played for a little bit. Our friend Harrison played. Um, yeah.
Hey, Joe. Nice. So you come from a musical family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did your parents just sort of kind of push you that way or inspire you that way?
Yeah, a bit. Um, my mom wanted us to play kind of not just for music, just for I don't know. It kind of teaches you a lot of other stuff too. Just kind of working at something every day, and kind of opens your mind in a different way than I don't know. Thinking musically is definitely. I think it helped me develop in other areas too. Um,
Sure.
yeah, but my dad was a my mom was like a classical player, piano player, and my dad was more of like a self-taught like boogie woogie guitar player,
Nice.
piano player kind of guy. So it's a good
Okay.
mix.
Have you worked with them at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit. Yeah, my dad's played a couple shows. Uh, Played Across the Moon. If you ever heard that song, he's played up on stage for a couple of shows with that song. I've never made any recordings with my mom or dad, but definitely
But
done a lot of music with them.
they're waiting, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just keep finding audition tapes under your door. That's awesome. Well, the next song on the album is Soul Divide.
Cool.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the third and final song.
The third and final song. I love
Yeah.
that. So, is what's important to you to project in the music in this album? I mean, why make the music?
Why make the music? Well, because I like to listen to it, or I like to make it. But I don't know. I guess the most important thing I was trying to project was, I guess, the concepts. Just trying to present the thoughts and themes that have been going through my head for a while, and I feel pretty good about how that worked out.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. It's just sometimes some artists, they just like the project, and when it's finished, they're already moving on to another project. And then there's other artists that they build it in their head first and then put it down, and then they're super proud of it. You know what I mean?
It was kind of I guess it's kind of both because I really do enjoy the process of like working on and completing a product, like a complete album, and having it published and preserved.
Right.
Uh, and I do like to move forward. Like it's hard for me to keep up recording with like I really like making new ideas, and it's hard a lot of times to finish the old ones.
Right.
Yeah.
That seems like how you would be. You got about 80 projects and like 40 of them are done, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like Soul Divide was from last October, and I didn't get around to really, I don't know, kind of just sat on the shelf for a little bit. And then the other two, or Fear or Love, that song, that was from last November. And then Perception was fairly new.
Okay. I get that. Sometimes you just have to rest until you get the right part, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
or I kind of forget about something, and then I'll go back and listen to it and be inspired to finish it.
Right. Something you learned today goes back to a song. Do you ever just want to just fix the songs? Do you listen to it and you're like, "Oh no."
No, no,
No.
I mean, it usually, I mean, at this point, it won't get released if it bothers me in any
Okay.
way. But yeah, I really have never had the urge to go back and rehash old stuff just because I want to keep moving forward.
Right. But
But
you,
I mean, like a lot of my old recordings and the first like songs on the first two albums, some of those I don't necessarily like anymore, but I wouldn't go back and redo them.
okay.
I'd just make new ones.
You don't want to take the new ideas and, put them into the older songs to upgrade the songs and stuff like that.
Nah.
Nah. There's not a lot of room for imperfection in your songs. I really like that.
Thanks. Yeah, it's I've gotten more and more, I guess, picky with the music that I release, and it's good, but it's also bad just because it kind of slows you down
Yeah, sure.
if you can't let things go.
It's like musical OCD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to let things go a little more, just to increase my output.
Oh, you got plenty of music out there. Yeah, you got plenty of music out there. So just have fun with that. Do you change up your set list at all?
Yeah, well, since this is all new, I've kind of like started this show from scratch. I don't have a huge repertoire right now,
Okay.
but a week after I played the first show, I played another show, that one at the bowling alley,
Okay.
and that was double the length of time. So I really had to push myself to create that much more time. So, um,
2 hours?
yeah, it was like between an hour and a half and 2 hours.
Wow.
And so that was challenging. But now, if I have a 30-minute or 45-minute set, I can really work with that a lot easier and move things around within that time frame. So,
Of course.
yeah.
30 minutes, you can jam the whole time. 2 hours, you're like, I got to pace myself.
Yeah, yeah, it was real challenging, but I knew it was gonna be hard, but I figured it would be a good thing just to kind of push me a little bit. Definitely getting better at playing and all that stuff.
Do you like playing live better, or do you like being in your studio?
See, I feel like I haven't had the full live goodness yet, just because I haven't played in the ideal situation for me. What I'm doing right now is the closest that I've been, so I'm really enjoying that. And I feel like once the show matures a little bit and I get more comfortable, it's going to be really fun.
Sure.
But in the past, it's never been quite as rewarding as I thought it could be, just because it was either we were playing my songs that I had already written and the band is just learning them, like
Sure.
note for note, you know, and then you've got to live up to the recording, and it's either, you know, whether it's my songs or somebody else's songs. The only bands I've been in have been bands where there's one primary songwriter and everyone else learns the recordings and plays them, you know, exactly.
Right.
So,
There's no passion, just note for note.
right, yeah, you can kind of not be like with what I'm doing now. I really have to kind of be present while I'm playing it.
Yeah,
So,
that's what's important, right?
yeah, and that's what's the most fun for me, because I had played for years a lot with my younger brother Nick and our neighbor Andrew, and we improvise and jam all the time and have so much fun doing it, and kind of realized that that's the way I would want to be playing live.
Okay.
At least that, you know, at least some element of that, just feeling it, you know.
Right. From watching your video, I'm thinking that maybe the music wasn't exactly made for playing live. Does that make sense?
Like the album music.
No, well, you have a video on your Facebook page
Mm-hmm.
and you're playing the keyboard and then you run over to the drums and you're playing the drums and then you're back to the keyboard,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. And it's like I'm wondering if that was just so that you could make the song and then when you go live you're like, "Oh man, I wish I hadn't done all the running around."
No, that I made that for live.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's I just kind of take all that stuff and I don't know. That's kind of, it's more interesting for me, and I feel like it would be more interesting for someone watching to see, you know, someone playing different things, playing
Oh
one
yeah.
thing for a little bit and then going to play something else.
Oh yeah. I want to see my artists work for their money, you know what I mean? And that's what you did. We featured a guy named Chant, and he's a drummer, and he has about 140 drums on the stage, and you know
Whoa.
he's just going over hitting satellite dishes and different drums, and then he realized that doing live stuff he had to add like a synth guy. You know what I mean? So would you ever think about adding somebody just to take the pressure off?
I would be very selective, so I definitely wouldn't do it unless it was unless I really felt like it was perfect.
Nice.
Just
Okay.
because, yeah, I guess it's nice having other people. That would be ideal, really, to have a full band of people that were working together. But
Sure.
it's very difficult to find the right situation and the right mix of people that have the same interests and schedules and all
Passion.
that. Yeah, just all that stuff. It's really, really difficult, or it has been
Sure.
so far to link up with people like that.
Okay. I'll just leave my resume here in my computer then.
Are you playing?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
No, but I love the lyrics. Your lyrics inspire my lyrics. How does that help? You know what I
That's
mean?
great. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you appreciate the lyrics.
I mean, I don't know if you would like the correlation, but I'm a big They Might Be Giants fan.
Okay, I'm not too familiar,
And
but
they're
I know them.
it's just super intelligent lyrics with just kind of corny accordion music behind it, you know. And then I found you and you were like super intelligent lyrics with really good music behind it, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. So
How did you find it?
I actually featured you um when we first came out as a podcast. I featured one of your songs, and then since then I've just been, well, we featured supplemental time.
Cool.
And that was back in 2011, like the end of the year.
Yep.
We started our show, so we played that one, and I didn't get a good response because we had just come out, and it was a mixture of all sorts of genres and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's when I was picking music that I really liked, you know. So, and that song has stuck with me. I think I've listened to that
Once
a week since then.
That's awesome. Not that many people talk about that one, so that's cool that you like that one a lot.
Oh, I love that one. That's not one of your popular ones?
I don't think so.
Wow. I would put Supplemental Time as my favorite, but I really like the latest song, Perception.
Yeah, it's Supplemental Time kind of has, I don't know, it's kind of got a corniness to it that I feel like would turn a lot of people off.
Wow. That's interesting. What's corny about it?
I don't know.
From your perspective.
From my perspective, I could see some of the sounds, the drum sounds, and the I don't know. Just I could just see how somebody would be turned off by that. Without really listening to it.
Okay. I would admit it's an acquired taste, or you have to love the sort of genre that it's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I feel like a lot of stuff that I do kind of might take more than one listen to really hear. It's not like I don't know. A lot of it's kind of subtle, I guess.
Yeah, but that's the music I love. I want to hear something new every time I listen to it, and your music has that.
Awesome.
It's not just a straight guitar, straight bass, and then just some singer singing the same old stuff. So I really like that. You put different effects on your vocals. Is that all your vocals in Supplemental Time?
Yeah.
Nice. And I've always wanted to ask, what is that about? Or was that just lyrics?
Well, at the time, 2011 is when I graduated from college.
Okay.
And for all of college, I was finishing college, but I was really passionate about music and wanted to do that and focus on that. So when I finally graduated, I just felt amazing to finally be free to 100% pursue the music.
Cool.
So I had all the supplemental time on my hands that I, was occupied by school before.
Okay.
So that's the main idea, and that kind of just spurred all those metaphors. That it's just a long string of metaphors.
Yeah, it is a really long string of metaphors. I was gonna say that, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, kind of just kept thinking of those, and yeah.
And then just see, that's what I wanted, because you could have just done straight lyrics with it, but you have different effects. And how do you come about that? Just what your ear thinks sounds good there?
I guess I like to experiment with the vocals and try and just make them interesting. It probably had something to do with what I was listening to at the time. Like I was probably listening to music that had, I don't know, distinct vocals or some kind of interesting sounds, just interesting tones.
Nice. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because I think my first two albums are very straight vocal. Like I do a lot of double tracking, but
Right.
But the vocal itself is very straightforward.
Okay. You have such a smooth voice. You know what I mean?
Thanks. Yeah.
Did you actually start out? It doesn't sound like you started out being a singer. Like you just are a singer because you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I started out recording vocals with the intention of finding somebody else to sing.
Right.
And then eventually just got to a point where it was tolerable to me, like the sound of my own voice. And because, I mean, some of the earlier recordings on my website, johnohalloran.com, some of those early ones are just, I don't want to hear those around other people. I don't even want to hear those alone just because they make me cringe. But
yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know, since then I've just slowly been kind of learning more and more about how to kind of just how my voice works. So I'm definitely not like a singer. Well, I mean, I sing, but I'm not, that's not I was never like a singer.
You didn't train to be.
Right.
No, but you are a singer, John.
I can make it work.
I love the sound of your voice. I think that's great, and I think it's kind of funny that you don't.
I see. I didn't. I do like it. But it took a while to be able to get to that point where I did. You know, where I liked the way it sounded.
Sure. And that was your training, trial and error.
Yeah, recording really is revealing because it sounds different than the way it sounds in your head. So
totally, and it sounds different on every device.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's talk a little equipment then.
Okay.
What type of equipment are you using for all the bands out there that are listening?
For recording?
Just you're playing your instruments. Okay. What kind of keyboards, drums, stuff like that?
Is this video working? Like, will this be okay? Otherwise, I would have just shown you. But
yeah.
I've got a Gibson ES335. That's my guitar, and a Fender Twin Reverb. I don't know, a bunch of pedals, effects pedals. Like a Carbon Copy is probably my favorite. That's a delay pedal.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, we have a heavy band listener base. You know what I mean? So right now they're just kind of drooling. You know.
The keyboards that I got, I really love the Juno 60. It's a Roland synthesizer from 1982.
What?
Yeah, if you listen to the album Dawn, that's all Juno. And the Juno is incredible. It's super lush and awesome. And then I have a Moog Little Fatty, which is a mono synth. That one's also awesome. I really like that one.
That's the top keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had I also use an Arturia Microbrute, which is a small kind of lightweight, really little synthesizer that so far I haven't fully integrated it just because it always takes a little while to integrate new equipment. Sure. But right now I'm using it mainly for just like a talkbox synthesizer.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, that drum pad I play, like that sampler drum pad thing, that's a Yamaha DTX 12. It's just like it's cool. You can load your own sounds and tune them and whatever.
Okay.
And, I don't know. My recording setup, like this year, I got an Apollo, a Universal Audio Apollo interface, which has been cool.
Wow, you just talked right over my head.
I can explain more where that came from. I don't want to get too technical here.
Oh, you can get as technical as you get. If I don't understand it, there's somebody out there that does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's dangerous. I could go on for a while.
Nice.
Also this year I got a Dangerous Audio D-Box, which is the summing mixer. It's supposed to I don't know, give your sound more of a console sound, like a analog mixer.
Okay.
Master channel sound. Honestly, I don't know how much of a difference it is making, but it supposedly has very good monitor, like for your speakers. It has very clean monitor amplifier and stuff. So.
All right, so you're just using it, but you're like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, like I don't know how much I would miss it if I. But I like the way everything sounds now, so
okay.
I'll sell it if I have to, but.
Yeah, okay, but you don't want to just yet.
No.
No. How do you go about getting this equipment? Do you just save up and buy it, or people?
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making. Just slowly collecting gear. and once I got involved with the music library Vanacore, which is what I write a lot of underscore music for TV.
I saw that on your site. Yeah.
That allowed me to kind of I don't know, that work really suits my skill set. So I was able to get a lot of gear while I was still living at my parents' house and doing that. And yeah, I don't know. That's kind of just where all my money goes. So it's
okay. I didn't expect to ask this question because I don't have any research on it. What shows did you work on? Did you want to tout that at all?
yeah, sure. Just recently did some music for a show called Matt Franco's Got Magic.
Okay.
It follows the winner of the America's Got Talent guy. It's like a spin-off show.
Nice.
Now, a lot of times I don't know what got used and what didn't get used.
Okay.
But I've written music for, I believe I've had music in the show Catfish on MTV.
Okay.
True Life, Undercover Boss, Big Brother.
Dang.
It's very, I mean, a lot of it's so in the background and low that, I mean, if you listen to any of those, Vanacore does all reality TV shows.
Okay.
And, you know, there's constantly music playing in those. And a lot of times you don't realize it, but it's just every 5 seconds, like the track changes. And
yep.
So it requires a lot of music.
Okay. I actually wrote a song called Catfish Love, just hoping the Catfish would, because I notice all the music in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what my ear is tuned to. So, but that's so you just make the music and then dump it into a library? Or do they come to you and say, hey, Catfish wants some music?
Yeah, it's like, the Catfish or whatever show will hire Vanacore and tell them what they want based on, you know, the kind of, you know, give them reference music, like what kind of music they're looking for. And then Vanacore will go out to their composers, which I'm one of, and tell them what Catfish wants. And then I'll just make ideas or make tracks and send it to them.
Okay. And then it's just kind of like marketing. They're like, nope, I don't like that one. Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Or, wow, we love that. Make more of that.
Right.
Cool. That's interesting. I think that's a side of the music scene that we really haven't talked about on the Unsigned Countdown.
Yeah.
That's really cool. How did you fall into that?
Somebody that I played in a band with named Steve Sabosley. Who played in the band Punchline.
Okay.
From Pittsburgh. He was on a show called Mobbed. No, Mobbed? Yeah, Mobbed. I think it's Mobbed.
Okay.
Some reality show. And while he was on that show, he met the people at Vanacore because Vanacore was doing the music for that show.
Cool.
And he ended up getting some work from them, and they asked him if he knew anybody that could do like pop top 40 stuff, and he referred them to me.
Wow.
In 2012. So since then I've been doing that somewhat regularly.
I would never peg you as a pop top 40 guy.
I do a lot of pop top 40 and hip hop.
You do hip hop?
Yeah, a lot of hip hop.
John, I'm learning so much about you right now. This is crazy.
It probably plays into the music I make, just the variety that I'm required to make, and that I enjoy making all those different kinds of music. But
okay, that's nice. I just don't see you with repetitious lyrics, you know, that don't mean anything.
Oh well, they never have. It's all instrumental. So
okay. Well,
mostly, yeah.
That's perfect then.
Right, absolutely perfect for me.
And to all my friends, suck it, because I'm talking to the guy that makes music for Big Brother. I love it. You gonna be on the show next year?
No. I don't really have any direct contact. It's through the company Vanacore.
Oh,
They're
okay.
kind of the mediating body. So
Sure.
it's very anonymous.
I like that.
So it's not, you know, I am credited, but only on like the ASCAP website. It's not, I don't know. It's just very, very anonymous and
No, I gotcha. That makes sense. So you'll just be like watching a show one day and you'll be like, oh, wow, I know that.
hasn't happened yet that I've just by chance been watching a show. Probably because I don't watch that much reality TV.
You're too busy making music.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can look back. There's a report. Like anything that gets used is reported, so I can look
Okay.
at that.
Nice.
Look at my cue sheet, as they call it,
I like that.
and see what got used.
That's super interesting to me. Because I don't think anybody else really notices that music, but I always do, you know?
Yeah, there's so much of it.
Yeah. Well, every show just has music behind it. I always tell my wife, I'm like, oh, there's the sad music, something's gonna happen. Or oh, there's the bad music. Here
Yeah,
comes the death. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's funny. Yeah, sometimes they'll ask for music and they need it, like they need music for the reveal scene or something.
Right.
Like, here's your brand new makeover or something. And then they hit the music.
How do you do that? How do you come up with brand new reveal music?
They usually just the music supervisor for the show just has a list of like what they're looking for.
Okay.
It's like
Just
nothing like I don't know,
upsweep on the piano.
just like exciting. I don't know,
Okay.
no minor, nothing minor, some stuff like that.
I gotcha.
Or a lot of times they'll cite an example like something a little bit like this.
Okay. I gotcha. So how do you go about producing your music then? For your stuff? Or for all the stuff, I guess.
Same way. I mean, a lot of times I'll start out with chords, like a chord progression, um, and build upon that. I mean, sometimes the lyrics and the melody are first, and then I get the kind of the skeleton of the music from the words, the verses and choruses, and then I just expand upon that. And other projects just start with instrumentals, like a drum beat or some kind of, I don't know,
Okay.
chords a lot of times, and
And
then
did
it's
you
just
did you learn that in college that there's like sort of a template to it?
um, probably just through observation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to college for music.
What?
No, I went to college. Well, I started in business school, and then I changed to a student defined major in film and video.
Oh wow. Why am I interviewing you then?
Well, I obviously chose music.
Yeah. No, you're excellent at it.
I mean, in high school, video was definitely my thing. Like I was making video and not
Okay.
music, so but that shifted.
Okay. And yet your YouTube channel has almost nothing.
Yeah, what YouTube channel are you like? The Chalk Dinosaur one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's usually just music with a slide on it.
What
Stuff.
what's the channel with the Simpsons remix on it?
You heard that?
Well, that's the channel I went to and I was like, "Oh,
That could be John O'Halloran one. I'm not sure.
okay." I think I
I
clicked on it through the Google Plus.
I put that up there because that was one of the first things that I ever made, like on on a computer with
Okay.
music.
Gotcha.
Cut up a Simpsons quote that I downloaded from like LimeWire or something.
Nice. So there's another channel with all your stuff on it.
I think the Chalk Dinosaur channel should have all this stuff, but it's not. A lot of it's just music with a static frame on it,
Yeah,
just to have the music up there. There might be some videos.
that
I'm
doesn't
not sure.
matter. That's cool. Good enough. As long as your music's on YouTube somewhere, people can find it. I just noticed that some people love SoundCloud, some people love Bandcamp, some people just love YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta. Yeah, SoundCloud and YouTube, I feel like are really big.
Right.
I love Bandcamp.
Yeah. Where does most of the response come from?
A lot of people, I mean, I direct most people to the Bandcamp, and I've had a decent amount of people that have found it through Bandcamp. But I guess yeah, Bandcamp's my main platform for sure.
Okay. We're gonna put a link in the SoundCloud track. Under the track, it's gonna say "Buy Now," and that's gonna lead you to Chalk Dinosaur's Bandcamp page for all those listening.
Excellent.
And then what are you running your music through? What software?
Logic.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Logic.
Okay. Beautiful. That was a simple answer. And then this is going to be made into a podcast for all you live listeners, and then we're going to put that on SoundCloud, and then that's going to stream to Stitcher Smart Radio and iTunes and all around the world on all the other podcatchers. So,
Cool.
yeah, you're going to be a global name in no time, John. I take my bands to the extremes.
It's pretty crazy the ease of international, distribution like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you find other countries just jamming out to your stuff? Do you get stats like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I get stats like that. I know for sure though. Sometimes I hear directly from people in other countries, like on Facebook.
Right.
Like there were some people in Denmark who were big fans. I had someone in Spain.
Nice.
I was a big fan. And I guess I see some iTunes Mexico sales sometimes.
That's cool. Mexico's our second biggest listener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's with that?
I don't know. They're onto the podcasts.
That's true. So let's promote the show before we go. Where are you going to be playing next? When? How? Where?
My next show is at Hollywood Lanes in Dormont,
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, the South Hills of Pittsburgh. And that is on Halloween night. It's going to go from 9 till sunrise. I mean, not just with me, with a bunch of people, but that's
cool.
That's the next one. But the next show after that, too, I might as well say, is November 15th at Club Cafe in the South Side.
Exclusive right here.
Because that show I'm really excited about because I'm opening for the two brothers that are in the band Lotus, who has been an influence on my life for sure.
Cool.
And very excited to get to meet them and just have the opportunity to be on the same bill just because they've influenced me a lot.
That's really cool.
It's really rewarding to have that chance.
Yeah. That's one of those moments, right? In your music career where you're like, oh, I made it this far.
Yeah, it's great. I've had a couple. Those are always great memories because I've when I was playing Chalk Dinosaur a couple years ago with the band. Have you ever heard of the band Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin?
No.
Okay. They were like a favorite band of mine at the time, and we got the chance to play with them, and that was very nice.
That's cool. Where are they from?
Missouri.
Oh, okay.
St. Louis, I think, or Springfield. I don't know. Midwest, Missouri. I think Missouri.
That's cool. They're from here.
Yeah.
And they love Boris Yeltsin.
I guess, yeah. I never talked to them about their name.
I love about names.
Yeah, I don't have too good of a response for that question.
No, you really don't. But that's perfect. You came up with a name that wasn't in Google for anything else, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, it's just kind of I've just assumed that as my artist moniker.
I love it. Okay. Hey, and at the Halloween show, I saw that there was one price bowling and free open bar.
Yeah.
So I'm going. It's worth the plane ticket just to get out there.
Yeah, I think it's. Well, I don't know what the. Yeah, the event link is on my Facebook,
Yes.
and you can get tickets through following that.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
I mean, if you actually were thinking about coming, I would look into getting a ticket because I'm not. I think the event has like 300 people or something, and that venue that's like the capacity of the venue. So.
Wow. And is this like a separate room that you're going to be playing in?
The building's set up. There's a stage on the right. There's a bar in the middle, and then there's some bowling lanes on the left.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it's all one room.
Are you competing with the pin noise then?
No.
Okay, good. That's
There's
what I
not
was
too much
worried about.
pin noise.
Or were you going to incorporate it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sample it.
Yeah.
I think they have speakers out over the bowling lanes too. They have speakers outside, speakers in the bathroom. I think I didn't even notice it when I was playing last time.
Wow. Of course not. You were on the stage.
That's right.
Cool. John, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me and listening to my music.
No problem. Everybody else can. And follow Chalk Dinosaur. Go ahead and read the description portion of this video or the podcast coming up and find all the links. I got Bandcamp, I got johnohalloran.com, and I got Facebook and Twitter. Just so you know, I tweeted you.
Cool. Yeah, I think I got that.
Yeah, you did. And what's so weird is that I've been following you and all this stuff. So when I went to go research, normally when I research, I just click like on everything I go to, but I had already liked everything. I was following you on Twitter and I was liking you on Facebook, and
Nice.
I'm on Bandcamp, but I forgot the password, so I don't log in very often. But yeah, I love it. And you're on SoundCloud too, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, but Bandcamp is your main thing. You don't have a lot of followers on SoundCloud.
No. Yeah.
No. So let's work on that.
Let's.
Cool, John. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention before we sign off and say goodbye?
Just maybe just remind everyone that all the music's available for free, so please download it.
Cool. So free now.
On Bandcamp.
Yes, we should just put free now on the little link below the podcast.
Free.
I love it. Thanks, John. You have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Cool.